everyone. Sorry it's been so long since we've uploaded, but it was because I was waiting to film this video because I really wanted to share it with you guys. So we are actually in the process of buying our first house. If you guys have been with us for a while, you know that we've been renting a room in my parents' house, and we've been here since we've been married, so like 2.5 years now, right? And so it's definitely time to move out. One night we're talking about it. I mean, we've talked about it before, but our finances have been really good. Time to at least start trying to look. And so the first thing we did was apply for a loan, and literally like the very next day we were approved. We started looking. The first house that we looked at was Big Brick. This house definitely needed a lot of updating. We would have eventually wanted to paint the outside too because I thought it looked so dark on the outside. But it was 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and the basement was really big, and there was like a room that like attached to the attic upstairs, so like you could potentially finish the attic as like a whole nother living space level. But there's already a lot of things we could see that were wrong with the house.
There are older houses, so they've been outdated. There's a lot of updating to do, and you know, most of them have the original wood flooring and stuff, but it looked like they didn't take care of them. They didn't do any upkeeping with the houses. It's the most important thing you should be doing to your house, upkeeping with it, so that way, you know, when you go to sell it, you know, people are satisfied with how the flooring looks or the walls or whatever.
We walked outside, me and my dad, and it was dark, so my dad flashed his phone light on the side of the house, and we saw that one whole side of the house was coming off, like all the brick. And my dad thought it was a foundational issue, but the house also didn't have gutters, so we're like, it could be water getting in between the brick and freezing and making the brick separate. So the only way we were going to find that out is if we put in an offer. And so we did put in an offer on that house, but when we did, we were able to find out that there was a quote for foundational issue, which needed a whole new footing, and it was going to be so much money, and they wanted it done before closing, and so we actually backed out of it because we were like, this is going to be a money pit for us. The second house that we looked at was Barbie Disaster Home. I called this that because it was so tiny, and everything was so old, and the stairs were so scary. There was
Those are Barbie houses.
Yeah, but you know how it's like Barbie Dream Home? This is the Barbie Disaster Home. Because it was so tiny, like a Barbie house. It was 2-bedroom, 1-bath, but it was a no. And the basement was like flooding because the sub pump was like splashing water out. Like it wasn't covered, and like, I don't know, it wasn't working right. And so the whole basement was like flooded. So yeah, it was like tiny. You literally like, I'll zoom up in one of the videos of my dad trying to fit through like a little hallway. He's like squeezing in to try to fit. Like that's how tiny this house was. So that was an instant no, but we wanted to explore our options and go see it. House was Old Blue, and this house was 96 years old, but the people really did take good care of it.
I like that one. That one was more kept up with it because there's probably like an old person living there, and then, you know, someone took care of him or her. So the house was updated. Mm-hmm. It was updated, but not so much where it's to, how would you say it, like
Modern.
Yeah, modern stage. It was still a little older, but
yeah, we could tell that there had been someone who was handicapped there because they had like wheelchair ramps, and it looked like they once had an elevator on the stairs. So our thinking, because they really tried to sell this house like that day, and they did end up selling it that day, but the way it was priced, like they wanted it gone right away. So I think the person who probably lived there probably passed away, and the family just wanted to get it gone, but it just needed a lot of updates too, and wasn't really our liking so much, but it was nice. We wanted to explore some options, and we decided to look at some mobile homes because there's a really nice mobile home park here. And Mondo really liked the second mobile home we went to go see, but we actually went back to that one twice to look at it. We went once without my parents and then once with my parents, and then when we went to try to go and buy it, we found out they actually had to be like 50 plus to live there or something like that. and so we couldn't, but it is really nice. And you know, it wasn't really what we intentionally wanted. We wanted like a regular house on a regular lot, but it would have been good for us. Like, it had 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and like a garage attached to the house, so it kind of had like the checklist of all the things we wanted, and they are more updated. It's just you don't get a lot of property, and they don't appreciate, so they don't ever go up in value no matter what you do to it, and they can be really hard to sell. So we just saw it as like a good thing maybe that like we didn't get into it, because we're like, well, in the future it may not be so good for us. Like House, which was a major fixer-upper. I didn't even film that one, so I'm not even going to talk about it too much. But, no thank you. And it was priced really high too, but I think that was mainly for the property and the garage, because they had a 6-car garage, so it was really big, but not something we could take on.
Yeah, but not even the garage was.
Yeah, none of it was in good condition. The next house that we looked at was the ranch. It is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. So there were 2 bedrooms upstairs and a bathroom upstairs, and then the basement, they tried to finish it, but they didn't put any floors in yet. It looks like there's like a room down there. It's hard to see in the videos because it was nighttime when I was filming, but there's basically a room down there. It could be a room. There's windows. So we were like, okay, if we get this house, we could make potentially a 3rd bedroom down there, because there's already a bathroom down there, and then that could be like our master.
You know, from the outside when we looked at it, we're like, oh, this is going to be a small house, another small house. But then once we got inside, it was actually big. It wasn't small like we were expecting. So the basement, yeah, that's going to need work. And then
Big mudroom / like laundry room area, which is really nice, because a lot of houses we were looking at pretty much all of them didn't have a laundry room. It would just be like the washer and dryer would either be in the basement or like in a closet type thing. So that was really nice that it had its own house. Was Itsy Bitsy, and that one was 2 bedroom, 1 bath. And in the pictures, it looked actually really big. It looked bigger than the ranch. And then we actually saw that one after the ranch. So then we went into it, and on the pictures online, they said like, you know, they have wood floors and they just painted, and so it looked really nice. And then when we were in it, we were like, yeah, this is really small. Like, one of the bedrooms, I was like, I don't even know if you could fit a twin bed in there. There's no option to add another because there was no basement. And if we took away the dining room to make that a bedroom, the kitchen was too small to where you couldn't have an eating kitchen. And then the washer and dryer was in the kitchen too, so it was like, it really just didn't have a lot of room.
and an offer for the 7th house?
Yep, the ranch.
Yeah. What was it? Almost a week ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost a week ago. What was it? The next day, right?
Yeah. The next day, we got a call from a realtor.
Yeah, we got a call from a realtor saying that there was multiple offers in. So she said either have to go listing price or higher. But we ended up going higher, so that way, if there was other people who wanted the house, we weren't able to get it because we did a higher offer on it.
Vivian needed some milk, so don't mind her. Then she calls me, tells me we got it, so we were very excited, but we were also like a little nervous to see how inspection would go, because with them being older homes, there's always something.
There's 2 major things that do need to happen. Other than that, yeah, the inspector told us that everything else was fine. It was just upkeep that the
Really, for how old the house was, there really was not anything crazy wrong with it. Like, it's still in super good condition. But we have a lot of plans for it. We're gonna reno it. We are gonna remove one wall, the wall that blocks, like the wall between the kitchen and the living room. So be sure to subscribe to our channel, because I want to film our process of going through and renovating it and stuff. There's also hardwoods under the carpets. We don't know what the condition of them are. We're hoping they're good enough to where we can salvage them. If not, we're going to have to replace them, but that's something we're not going to find out until we actually get in there and pull them out. It'll be really nice, and I think we're going to make it a really beautiful house, and the value would definitely go up a lot once we do what we need to do to it. And it's in a really good neighborhood. Well, I don't know about really, really good, but it's in a decent neighborhood.
So it's in a better neighborhood than the other houses that we've gone into. There is a lot of projects to do there, so we're all excited about that.
Parents are really good at renovating homes and updating them and things like that, and his dad's pretty good and handy with things like that too. So we definitely like that we have help, and
It's good guidance.
Yeah, they give us good input, and
because they
know.
Yeah, they've been through it, and you know they've made the mistakes. Basically, is what they're telling us. So that way, they said we're here to help you, so you guys don't make the same mistakes we did. That way, it doesn't cost more. It's actually cheaper for you guys.
For this video, and we definitely are going to keep you updated in the next vlogs, and hopefully the next vlog we'll be able to tell you guys more on the process basically what we hear back from like our realtor and mortgage broker. Yeah, so subscribe so you can watch this house change, and it's fun to be able to document this for our family to look back on. We'll see you in our next video.
Peace out.